Welcome, this is Radio Podcast starring RJ Killen and Zach Roberts. Enjoy making the listen.
Thank you, Javier. My name. What I was gonna say. My name
Sanchez.
is Welcome. We're back. It's another week. It's another Sunday. Sunday. It's actually
Gloomy Sunday.
It's actually 90210.
That's the California zip code.
Yes, it's
for
also
Beverly Hills.
It's also a popular show.
Yep.
On the television.
Based off the zip code.
Yep. That's how they named it. If they would name where we live, it'd be 45504. Not as exciting.
Or if you mean 45505.
Nux.
Yeah. My zip code recently changed because I moved.
720 South Astoria Avenue, Springfield, Ohio, 45505.
That's not my address, so that's good.
Yeah, it is.
No, well, if you think that's what it is, then you can't give it out. Like, that's just some random person's address.
Yep. Anyway.
It actually is.
No.
Like, that's not my address.
Yes.
It's 170. It's at 720.
Is it really not? Is it not?
It's 170.
Oh, well.
Well, find me. Send me, fan mail, Nicholas.
Yeah. So today, we're going to tell some embarrassing stories that the audience definitely doesn't know. Maybe that we don't know about each other. I definitely know that RJ does not know this one about me.
How do I not know? When did it happen? Recently?
Freshman year of high school, so we weren't really that good of friends then.
I feel like you would have told me though.
No, I don't think
it that embarrassing.
It's kind of
every embarrassing.
It's not not super embarrassing. It's just like looking back on it, it's cringe.
Okay, well let's hear it.
I believed that Michael Jackson faked his death.
That's not that embarrassing.
It's a little embarrassing.
A lot of people thought that.
But here's the thing.
You legitimately thought it.
I was brainwashed by the YouTube channels, by the stories or whatever. And it was going to be a thing on AustinZach00. If you go to YouTube AustinZach00.weebly.com, there was a section about it, about the upcoming Michael Jackson project. It's right here.
Oh my god, it's like a sidebar. I don't know how to explain that.
And so I was going to do an expose, just compiling all of the don't read this, I was going to read it.
Okay.
All of the information.
This is, you put work into
compiling
this.
it. Yeah, and look.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot. There was
it's
a channel.
A feature-length report.
Yeah, it was going to be a weekly thing that I was going to do, because there was a channel that I watched, MJ Hoax Evidence, that that explained everything, right? So
you were copying what he said.
Literally the exact things, the exact same things. So the title of this page is Michael Jackson Still Alive? I believe no. This is what I said. This is 2009. I believe no, but in a new AustinZach00 expose, I will delve into one of the newest conspiracy theories focused on Michael Jackson. Many, many people think Michael faked his own death to take time off of his career to finally make the world, quote, leave him alone, and to possibly get some rehabilitation for his drug problem before his death did happen.
Others think a drug problem?
Yeah. Oh. Well, yeah, that he had a prescription drug problem.
Oh.
Others think he faked his death for those reasons, but they believe that he is planning a bigger, better comeback tour with a literal comeback. That's so embarrassing.
What's comeback?
What do you mean?
Why did you capitalize comeback like it's a perfect?
Well, I don't know. Well, I was saying a literal comeback because he's because he's not dead. He's coming back from the dead. Yeah. Okay. But let's say this is true. Wouldn't the world be pissed off if Michael had faked his death? I certainly would be. I've been an MJ fan for a long time, probably since birth. Nearly all of his albums appear on my iPod, but I would still be pissed if MJ faked his death. I was devastated when the world broke the news of his death. I just wouldn't be able to like MJ again if he had faked his death. Why not just be honest and say I'm going into rehab? I personally would love if Michael was still alive, but lying to your millions of fans is not the way to do it. That is why I don't believe Michael is still alive. I don't believe he faked his death, and I don't think he's planning a big comeback tour, because he's dead.
So you didn't? Oh, okay.
I think if he faked his death, his fan base would drop immediately, and that's that. I wouldn't have any respect for the man if he did, but nonetheless, I will bring you what theorizers believe to be evidence of him being alive. I will also bring you videos of myself explaining this stuff right here on AustinZach00, but stay posted here on the official AustinZach00 website, because I will be posting exclusive proof of his life. At the end of this blank part series, I will let you, the viewer/reader, decide, is MJ alive or not? Stay tuned.
So, did you believe Michael Jackson was still alive? Like, you don't.
I came around.
Really?
I don't now. Like, I realized the error of my way.
And you're chronicling, you're like, wait, he actually did fake his death.
Yeah, I thought it could be real.
Oh my god. So, like, you don't fake his death because you think it would be, like, an ass move. Like, that's what you're saying. You think he would be an asshole if he faked his death. Okay, so, that's not really a reason.
I know.
Like, that's not very good logic.
But let me... This is the first thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was intense. This is probably what we're going to talk about for a while. The first section is the death of Michael Jackson. June 25th, 2009. The world heard the earth-shattering news spoken by Jermaine Jackson, brother of the King of Pop. Michael had passed away. Immediately, people all across the world wept and remembered the good and the bad times of the life of MJ. The world-famous Thriller video, the molestation accusations, the hype... Oh, I remember now.
Hyperbaric chamber?
Yeah, this paragraph is literally the description of one of the MJ hoax videos.
The hyperbaric chamber?
Yeah.
What did he do in a hyperbaric chamber?
Slept in a hyperbaric chamber.
Why is that a problem? Did he do that all the time?
Yeah, no, just occasionally. I don't know.
That's not really...
They were like, he, Bubbles the chimp, dangling little baby blanket over the ledge of the hotel room, MJ's marriage to Lisa Marie Presley, arriving to court in his PJs, We Are the World, the plastic surgeries, everything was going through their mind, but... The thing that kept everybody sane was the legacy MJ had left behind. Within the next couple of months, an autopsy report was released. The cause of death, overdose of drugs, namely, a strong narcotic propofol. Then, they changed it to homicide on Dr. Conrad Murray, who gave MJ his lethal dose. The Staples Center in California, where Michael would have released his This Is It tour, became the grounds for MJ's worldwide broadcast funeral, packed in with celebrities, fans, family, and many, many, many cameras. Michael was laid to rest following the ceremony. Days later, a video clip popped up on the internet. The video shows a coroner van pulling up to a door in a parking garage. The back door of the vans are open, and a man looking just like Michael hops out and runs into the building. This sparked many, many conspiracy theories about Michael faking his death. The coroner van was supposedly containing the corpse of MJ getting ready to be autopsied. When MJ hopped out of the van, immediately everybody thought that his death was faked, he was still alive, and there was a fake body being wheeled into the coroner's office. This is what started the rumors, so this is where I will start my journey.
Does that, like, has that video been proven to be fake? Or is...
Probably. It's right here. I'll show it to you. Okay. When I saw this video, I will admit my jaw hit the floor. I believed this was Michael Jackson.
So is this copied, or did you say
No,
that?
This is me. And that he faked his death. And he was still alive, but why? This is when the reports of Michael faking his death to go into rehab surface. Okay, that makes sense. I can't explain how this isn't Michael, though. I can't find anything explaining how it isn't Michael, but isn't it odd how this cameraman just happened to be in the right place at the right time? Like, that's either a great coincidence, or my name's Gertrude.
Oh my God.
And my name's not Gertrude.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not saying it's staged or fake, but I am saying it's a little strange that this guy just happened to be in the exact parking garage where Michael's dead body was being transported, and then he just happens to catch MJ hopping out of the vehicle. I'm just saying. Everybody just assumes it's Michael, and maybe it is. Who knows? Decides for yourself. Here's the video in its entirety. That's so I can, like, put the video in, I guess.
Are you really going to do that?
Maybe.
I can't see anything.
Well, it's not going to let me go full screen.
Okay. You can't even see anybody.
Yeah, you could.
You cannot see him. Like, the guy was, like, covering him, but, like, that was Michael Jackson.
Yeah, like, that was...
Like, it very well could have been Michael Jackson. Is he not really dead?
Who knows?
Like, I'm kind of convinced right now. Like,
yeah.
This is...
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Next, transporting the body of Michael Jackson. After Michael Jackson was rushed to UCLA Hospital and pronounced dead, his body was airlifted to the coroner's office for an autopsy. Fair enough, news and paparazzi caught the footage of Michael's body being wheeled into the helicopter, in a body bag, of course, and then out of the helicopter once they reached their destination. The footage was all over newscasts on television stations across the country as the newscasters documented the story of Michael's death. But, since I started this investigation, I came upon a video of the helicopter in flight. Don't ask me how they got it. unless, of course, they too were in the helicopter. But nonetheless, the footage shows the open side of the helicopter, some guy, probably part of the heli crew, and body bag containing the body of Michael Joseph Jackson. As the video continues, it seems as if the body moves, literally. Some would like to explain the motion as a reaction to the motion of the helicopter. You know, a normal thing that would happen to whoever might have been there, dead or alive. But in the video I've chosen to show you, it clearly explains how this is impossible. I think it's a bunch of baloney, but ABC, CNN, etc., they didn't. Now, in the video I think shows the best motion. The man draws arrows on the picture to show you the motion. I think it helps. That's why the video is chosen.
Oh my god.
But I'm sure there has to be some explanation for this movement. Maybe somebody moved the body so it wouldn't fall out of the side of the helicopter. Isn't it possible that they were making a sharp right turn and they didn't want the body to fall? That makes sense to me. But hell, maybe it is Michael Jackson alive in a body bag. Makes perfect sense. Sarcasm. Ha! Anyway, here's the video, and to help you see the motion, arrows have been drawn. See for yourself, create your own opinions.
Okay, like, I don't get it, because if Michael Jackson did fake his death, why would he himself put himself in, like, why would he get put into the body bag? They would put anything into the body bag.
I don't know.
Like,
I'm just...
If he was really dead, they wouldn't put his alive body in a body bag.
Well, I know, but I'm just reading you what I wrote.
But why would people even think this is a thing?
I don't know. I'm just reading you what I wrote.
Okay. It's creepy music. It has to be real. There's his body?
Yeah.
The white thing?
Yeah. And it looks like it was sitting up.
That's the helicopter moving. I can't see anything this way.
Yeah, it's like sitting up, though. That's what they're saying. They're saying he sat up.
Oh my god.
And then this, I'll just put the picture up, because basically, this is supposed to be Terrell Jackson as an adult. But this is the Terrell Jackson at Grammys 2010 with Michael's children. And this is Michael Jackson in 2009. So they think that he just, like, essentially went in blackface.
Hold on, what?
Yeah. They're essentially saying that Michael Jackson, who is dead in 2009, went to the Grammys and dressed as Terrell Jackson in disguise.
Oh my god, they do look alike though.
Yeah, but they are family.
Yeah,
like they're
right.
actually related. But here's why this is.
But he looks like 90s Michael Jackson right there.
Here's why this is like cringeworthy to me, because the last paragraph says people say they just wanted to be out in the general public again, and so he took on the identity of one of his nephews. Random, but plausible, I guess. I've included a photo analysis below of the real Terrell Jackson, the Terrell Jackson on Ryan's. You tell me if you think it's of MJ. I think it's MJ. 2009 Zach believed that this was Michael Jackson.
I can see where you would believe it. Like, that looks like MJ.
But I'm like forgetting that they're fucking related. Like, they are.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like this isn't real.
Like to like fucking like 14-year-old you, I could see where that would be.
So then this next section,
it's just like you getting pissed at Michael Jackson.
No,
why'd you fake your death, Michael?
I called. Why would MJ put his fans through this? And
so you're sympathizing with him.
Yeah, and he basically. They're saying, you know how like for years Michael Jackson like fought with the tabloids, like I didn't rape children, like I'm not sleeping, I'm not buying the Elephant Man's bones, like I'm not all that weird shit.
He did that?
Yeah, well that's what they said.
Why would it matter?
I don't know. Okay. So the thing was basically saying like, maybe this is what I wrote. Maybe he would fake his death to show us that you shouldn't listen to the tabloids, media, press, etc. What a great theory. It makes perfect sense. Michael would tell us that the tabloids were all lies and not to listen to them, to no avail. For years, people called him a child molester, freak of nature, plastic surgery addict, all because of the ignorant tabloid magazines. Maybe Michael was fed up. Finally, after a long, gruesome battle with the press and trying to convince his fans of the truth, he faked his death. Maybe Michael is out there somewhere waiting for the right moment to pop out and say, I told you not to listen to those stupid magazines. I told you, and I was right. Maybe now you'll believe me.
That's really cringe.
Yeah, it's real cringe.
Okay, here's what doesn't make sense. The tabloids, I'm sure the tabloids said after he died, Michael Jackson's still alive.
Well, I just mean like...
That would... But you should believe the tabloids, like when they say, what? You see how that's like contradictory?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like tearing apart your...
Yeah, I don't believe this anymore, but... I don't know what that is.
This is elaborate.
Yeah. And then there was like a bunch that I was
Dave
watching.
Daves? Is that what it says?
No, Dave.
Oh.
There was like a bunch. I watched so much of this. I was like deep into it. Like I was subscribed to the channel. I watched every fucking new episode that they ever had. I was deep into it. But I was always skeptical. But then as you see, like I had like all these it was literally like I was going to do a blog entry for every single thing that they updated. So I had like Dave, who is Lane Lassiter, who is Andromeda, Weird Observances, TMZ in on the hoax, the Snapvine files. And then on this one, the description says, coming soon. Let me just say, this has me stumped. I am becoming a believer.
And then you capitalize LIE.
Yeah, because that was what the MJ hoax evidence fandom did.
This was like a big thing, like
yeah.
MJ video hoax.
Yeah, and well, just in general.
It was just like some guy just making videos.
Yeah, well, it was, but like
I didn't know he had a fan base.
Yeah, it was like, well, it was not. I'm just saying, like anybody who believed that the hoax called themselves believers, but lie was capitalized. I don't know, but the most, that's like one thing. Like no one ever saw that. No one went. I never made a single video. No one went to that. No one knows what that is. But I uploaded a photo album called Made with Love, and the don't look at it.
Why can't I look at it?
Because I'm going to show it to you.
Okay.
But this is on Facebook, like right now, and it features. It was sort of a promotion thing, but people did this. If they believed that Michael Jackson was still alive, they would put his eye in the photos. So I made a whole album of photos where Michael Jackson's eye.
Oh my
is
god! I can see it there.
Yeah,
that's bad.
It's not even like remotely
Is
edited.
That Miss Estep.
Mrs. Jensen.
Who's Miss Estep?
Just another teacher.
Oh.
And now it's on Deidre's boob.
What the fuck, Zach?
This one I inverted the colors and put it in
That's
the sky.
creepy.
Yeah.
Where's that statue at?
Downtown Springfield.
I thought so.
So.
Okay.
It's
Where's
real.
The guy there? Oh my god.
It's real embarrassing.
This is really embarrassing for you.
It's real embarrassing
There's just
for
a
me.
photo of the eye.
Yeah, so that way you
Believe.
can be. And then it says believe.
That was in 2010, Zach.
2010.
That's like
November 27th, 2010. So that was
like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and that's not even 5 years ago, really, because it would be 5 years on November 27th.
Close to 5 years
so
ago.
I think that's one of the most embarrassing things about me that I've definitely never told you is that I believed for a minute, I convinced myself that Michael Jackson could still be alive, and took it to this level of extremity that it found its way onto fucking Facebook. And then people were commenting on one of them, we were there that day. I didn't even see that eye in the sky. And I was like, clearly, it's edited.
Are you fucking
it was like
me?
Nate Massey, but
Well,
yeah.
Of course, it's a miracle, Zach.
Yeah, it's a miracle. God's real. Yeah. Do I today think Michael Jackson's still alive? No. But if he ever shows up one day, I was there. I was on the forefront of this technology.
I don't
this
think
idea.
It's that embarrassing, because I used to be a huge conspiracy person. I loved conspiracy
I
theories.
just
thought they were interesting.
When I stumbled upon it the other day, I was pretty embarrassed about it. Enough to write down, let's talk about embarrassing things we've done. And the first thing I wrote down was the Michael Jackson project.
Well, you've seen my... have you seen my video, moon landing conspiracy?
Well, yeah. But
I made that for school.
Yeah. But it was a joke.
No, I believed it.
Oh.
At the time, I believed that. But then, after I aired it, everybody's like, that was so stupid. I'm like, well, I don't actually believe that it was a joke.
Yeah.
And I went on believing it until, probably, 2 years ago.
That the
we
moon
can watch
landing
that
was a hoax.
Brandon Thompson narrated it.
Yeah, which I hate Brandon Thompson.
Yeah,
so.
Brandon Thompson hates gay people.
Yeah. He's
also a huge Republican.
Yeah, he actually does.
Dan Sachs told him off.
Why?
On Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, he commented on one of my things, and Dan Sachs fucking demolished him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I said something about global warming. He's like, global warming isn't real. And Dan Sachs is like, well, it is. And he's like, and then he Brendan Thompson posted this long thing, and he's like, did you get this from this? And posted Yahoo Answers.
Oh yeah.
He
I
fucking demolished Brendan Thompson.
That's hilarious. Now you tell your embarrassing.
My embarrassing story is the time I saw our best friend's mom naked in the bathtub.
I love this story.
This is not a good story to
We've told this story a few times on the channel, but never on MOATAIF.
When have I told it on the channel?
It was in Possessions, remember? But I told it. I just told a very brief version, and then I was possessed multiple times.
Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, what else did we talk about?
Well, I think it was just that one time.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, it's a pretty embarrassing fucking story. Like, I hate reliving it because it was, like, one of the worst moments of my entire life. But we usually
relive it every few months. Yeah. Like, we think about it and talk about it. It's so funny.
Because it's just weird that it happened. Like, I blocked it out, and sometimes you're just like, remember the time you walked in on Carla Music Campbell, like, naked?
Yeah.
Let me preface this by, like, at this time we were hanging out with Hannah Campbell, like, every day.
May God rest her soul.
Yeah, may God rest her soul. Like, we would hang out at her house, we would eat all of her taquitos.
Literally.
Like, every day after school, like, it was just, like, going to Hannah's.
Yeah, but,
pretty
like,
much.
with JT sometimes.
Yeah, because, like, Hannah, like, worked till, like, 5 on the day she worked.
Yeah.
It's like, we would just go, like, JT, we're coming over, we're going to eat all your taquitos. He's like, KRJ.
You want more taquitos?
Want to pass your football?
Oh, fuck.
Because he loved passing the football.
Hate passing the football.
Yeah, we would always, like, hang out there, like, we were always there, and it always sucked because around, like, 5 or 6, the Campbells would come home.
Yeah, John, Carla, and Hannah.
Yeah, her parents would come home, and that was, like...
We immediately left, usually.
Yeah, well, a lot of the times we would just leave, but sometimes it would stay, like, if Hannah was there, she'd like, come to my room, like, hang out, like, let's give ourselves, like, thigh massages.
Yeah.
So we would just, like,
and she'd, like, tell us about work, and...
Yeah. You know, she would, like, bitch about the people at work, and then usually she would just kick us out, like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I should also say that Carla Music Campbell, she's a big, beautiful woman. Is
yeah,
that...
Well, I think it's safe to say, like, Carla Music Campbell is very nice.
Yeah, she's
one of the nicest people I know.
She was cool. Like
she was, like, fun to be around, like, she was relaxed. She's morbidly obese. Like, she is the definition of morbidly obese. I don't know if she is now, but she was. She is. She is super morbidly obese. Like,
yeah, well,
by every definition of, like, just the like, she just is. Like, it's not anything against her, but, like, she just is. It's an important character trait to know going into this story that she is super morbidly obese.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, what the lead-in into this was, but, you know, I just...
We were hanging out.
Yeah.
We were, like, laying in Hannah's bed with her.
Yeah.
And then you got up.
I had a shit.
Yeah, you were like, I gotta use the bathroom. Oh, God. You were like, I gotta use the bathroom.
So I get up, like, okay, the bathroom is, like, kind of...
It's, like, right across...
Yeah, right across, like, adjacent to, like, Hannah's room. Like, I get, like, kind of... So I'm pretty sure, like, I left the door open, maybe, or, like...
Yeah.
Like, you could hear, like, what happened in the bathroom from there. And I don't know if you guys heard this, but I open up the door, and there, I look inside, and the bathtub is to the left.
Yeah.
And the toilet is to the right. And I'm, like, aiming for the toilet. But then, I'm, like, in there a little, and I look over. The big, beautiful woman that we were just describing, Carla Music Campbell, was laying in there taking a bath. And I was like, oh. She's like, I forget what happened. All I remember is me going, oh. And then just, like, closing the door.
She's like, hey, RJ.
Oh, yeah. She's like, hey, RJ. I'm like, oh.
Like, as your
oh, God.
She's butt-ass naked.
Like, in the bathtub.
In the bathtub.
I'm pretty sure, like, parts of her are, like, hanging out.
Yeah,
like, she did not fit in the bathtub.
She's super morbidly obese. Like, she's the definition. Like, she's like, I love Carla Music Campbell, but she's one of the fattest people I know. And, like, she was, like, falling out of the tub, like, in my imagination. Like,
yeah, she, like, yeah, well, she was.
Because it's very skin. Like, it's very much skin. Like, hanging, like, saggy, loose skin.
Fuck.
And
yeah, I think one of the things that, like, made me feel so awkward about it is, like, she's like, hey, RJ. Like, she wasn't like, get the fuck out. I was like, oh. I wanted to die.
Hey, RJ.
What did I do, like, when I walked back into Hannah's
You literally just walked in and you're like... and you're just shaking your head. You're just shaking your head and we're like, what, RJ? What? And you're like...
I'm pretty sure, like, I, like, recommended that we leave.
Yeah, you're like, we should go. So, and then you finally told us, you're like, your mom was just, like, naked in the bathtub. And Hannah was like, yeah, the door doesn't lock. But it did lock. Because I would go in there and masturbate all the time. So, like, the door did lock.
Oh, my God.
So you saw Carla Music Campbell
like,
naked.
My best friend's mom.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't even...
And I'm pretty sure, like, you asked me about, like, her titties all the time.
Well, yeah, I wanted to know.
I never wanted to... Like, I'm pretty sure I told you, like, a year later.
Yeah, you were like, yeah, they're pretty baloney.
Oh,
like, her
God.
nipples were baloney, like...
Fuck.
But that's not the only like awkward story that's not the only embarrassing story with Carla Music Campbell.
Why?
You, me, and Brian Abelos randomly were hanging out at Hannah's house, and
nobody else was there.
Well, all the Campbells were, but
what
it was just
fuck?
Yeah, it was you, me. I meant you, me, Hannah, and Brian Abelos.
I thought it was like
this.
Oh, I know what story this is.
Yeah. And Brian got up to use the bathroom. And when he got up to use the bathroom, he left the door open. And Hannah's parents' room is next door to the bedroom. Like it's or to the bathroom. Yeah, like it's literally the next door.
Yeah, right
it was Crazy Grandma's room, but then when she died, they moved from where Hannah's room was to their dead
Hannah
grandma's
lived in the
room.
basement.
Yeah. So they yeah, and
you call it Crazy Dead Grandma? Is that what you call her?
Well, her name was She liked to be called Crazy Grandma.
Okay.
She called herself Crazy Grandma.
Crazy Dead Grandma.
Yeah, so Crazy Dead Grandma. So Brian gets up and goes to the bathroom, and all we hear is like, "Oh fuck,
Big Daddy.
fuck me, Big Daddy!" Like, "Oh, Big Daddy, fuck!" And then like slapping and shit.
Oh god.
And so like for some reason, like in my mind, because I was facing the wall, like we were all kind of like asleep. And I was facing the wall, and for some reason I thought Hannah and Brian just started fucking beside us. And then it's when we realized that it was Carla Music
was Hannah
Campbell.
in there with us?
Yeah, it was Carla Music Campbell and Tyler Campbell fucking hard.
Oh, God.
And because apparently they have a very active sex life. They used to be swingers at one point. Very open about like fucking,
she called him Big Daddy. That's where we got Big Daddy from.
That is literally like that story.
Hey, Big Daddy.
Yeah, she'd see him. She'd be like, "Hey, Big Daddy, you gonna fuck later?" And
and
I'd just be like, "What?" Like disgusting.
I don't remember that. Maybe I didn't listen to her that often.
Yeah, so that was where we came up with the character Big Daddy. Well, it's not the character, just the name Big Daddy. Because then for some reason, because RJ was there and because we both thought it was fucking hilarious, Hannah and I started calling him Big Daddy. And then there was a character.
Yeah, can we talk about the many times we've been banned from the Campbell household?
We have been banned from the Campbells a lot.
Yeah, because we were assholes as teenagers.
Yeah.
We did not give a fuck about anybody.
Yeah, and it was their house, and we just came.
We came there whenever we wanted. We ate all of their food.
Yeah. We didn't even feel bad about it.
We loved making these little bread
pizzas. Yeah. I was just thinking about bread pizza.
We ate their taquitos, their bread pizzas, whatever they had in their fridge, we ate.
Yeah, and they would just come home from work after a long day of work, and we'd just be sitting there. And then as soon as they got home, we would just leave.
Yeah, we sat there with JT just to hang out at their house.
Yeah, because we didn't have anywhere else to go.
And we hated when they came. They were nice people. They were okay, but when they got off work, they were just sitting in the living room, watching the TV, being obese. Oh, and they would be like, who ate all the taquitos?
Yeah.
I think that's when we started late, because they were questioning who was eating, and they were getting mad at JT, JT, stop,
JT, you gotta stop eating the taquitos, and it was us.
Tell them to stop eating the food.
Oh, yeah, and it was awkward. Yeah, because then I remember...
She, caught us out on it once, I'm sure.
I don't remember that, but I remember JT was like, yeah, my mom said you guys can't eat more taquitos. Yeah.
Yeah. And one time...
But I remember... Okay, yeah, you go first. You tell yours.
One time, I did this. We had McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
It was McDonald's breakfast. And I was eating an Egg McMuffin or something. I don't know what it was, but I did not like it. So let's just throw this at the Campbell's house.
Which why would we?
We throw our I'm pretty sure I threw my sandwich, our bag, our food. We threw it into their yard. While they were home.
Our best friend.
I'm pretty sure John Tyler wasn't even home. I'm pretty sure they were just home.
Yeah.
And they saw us do it.
Yeah.
They watched us throw our trash into the yard. They're you can't, they were pissed.
Yeah.
I thought it was so awkward.
Yeah, because it was specifically you. They were like, RJ can't come over anymore, because I think we were in your car. And you're like, RJ can't come over here anymore. We're not allowed. He cannot be here. And I also got banned from the Campbell homestead when I, on Halloween or sometime around then, I think it was before you and I started hanging out. I clogged their toilet and kept flushing, and it overfilled and spilled all over the floor. And I used all their towels to clean it up because I didn't want them to know. And John comes home and he's just like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "I'm never I don't know that it was so much of a banning as just I didn't want them to ever see me again." So I didn't go back for the longest time.
Oh my god.
But obviously the biggest the biggest banning has been the now 5-year ban, like from posting well, not 5-year ban, but from posting the E True Hollywood story of Hannah Campbell's death.
Yep.
To today, we have not set foot in that house. It's probably been about 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
I feel like they didn't care as much as like Brian did.
Well, yeah, but that has been the biggest ban.
We haven't gone back since.
Yeah, because we weren't allowed to hang out with JT anymore, remember? And because we were just bad influences in general.
Funny
as fuck. Yeah, like I don't feel bad about.
So mean.
Like I honestly, like I don't feel bad about what happened anymore.
Cool. I guess now. I understand why.
I get why,
we
but
should probably
like
explain like what we're talking about.
Nicholas knows.
Oh yeah.
I think like it was just
I know why he was mad because like Stephanie's like friends like made a video about me being like a fat ass who like killed her.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like if I like didn't like the fact that she was hanging out with them, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah. Well,
Can't hang out with them.
Yeah, I was just thinking like when there was a channel that actually like made a rude video about me, the AustinZach00 admits he's a homosexual with no friends.
Yeah, hilarious.
I love that video. Like, that's one of the funniest videos that have ever existed. So I feel like if I was Brian Abelos, maybe my sense of humor is different, but if I had watched that video, I think I would have thought it was funny. But also, he didn't really know us that well. And we just made a video saying that he murdered Hannah Campbell, that he was...
Yeah, there was racial slurs.
There were plenty of racial slurs. And then Slammer Jammer Goddammer, JT was local... Like, it was a bad video, but, like, fucking funny. Like, one of the funniest things we've made. I think, like, that was one of our masterpieces.
Like, I remember making it, we were laughing the entire time.
Yeah,
and, like
when
we
crying.
found out that, like, Brian was pissed about it, like, and, like, sue us, like, I was in the car with Jordan Burkhart.
Yeah.
Just Jordan. We were hanging, I don't know, I think we were working at, like, the hospital.
No, and JT.
Yeah, JT was with me. And, like, I would just, like turn around where we were and just, like, went to my house. Which is, like, awkward, because, like, we never went to my house.
Yeah.
And I just, like, brought all of them in, like, we're coming over.
Yeah, and then deleted the video.
Oh, fuck. That was really scary. And, like, we, like, contacted Marisa.
Yeah, because Marisa was a lawyer.
She's like, he can't sue you.
Yeah. And, I don't know, it was just a bad time. I think it was almost like, yeah.
Like, now that has an apartment, like, I want to go over there and, like, eat taquitos there.
Right. The thing is, I think, like, I still think the E True Hollywood story of Hannah Campbell's death is, like, our masterpiece.
I wish we could find it.
I want to see a video of it. You deleted. Know, like, we would cry, like, watching it.
It's permanently deleted, though.
I
should have
like,
backed it up.
Like that, and, the death of a cast member, Willet Dildo, Alimony Sanchez, like, are some of the, like, the funniest things we've ever made. And
still, like, we think that's...
And still, like, yeah, like, I still think it was still funny. Like, and I wish... Maybe now it's like it's probably not as funny as what we would have thought then. It might be cringe now. Who knows? But it was so funny.
Because, like, we hate Brian Abelos.
Yeah.
Like, all of us hate Brian.
Hannah
because,
hates
like,
Brian
Abelos suggests that they
cheated.
Have, like,
yeah.
He cheated and then suggests that they have, like, a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, polyamorous, yeah.
Is it not polyamorous?
Yeah, polyamorous.
Oh, am I saying it wrong?
Yeah, you're saying polyamorous.
Polyamorous,
yeah. I'm trying to think of any other embarrassing stories. Oh, I think you know about this.
I got nothing embarrassing. This is fun. This is a good
when I was in elementary school, you remember Joe Coons? It's Joe, by the way.
Yep, Joe Coons.
Our gym teacher, which
Coons.
Was no, just Coons.
Why did I call him Coons?
Don't know. They were like, because you're thinking like Dean Koontz, the author.
No, I called him Mr. Koontz.
Oh, well, that's wrong. That's like when people called Mr. Cleveland, and that's like wrong.
Well, I feel awkward now.
When Mr. Coons was there were two gym teachers in elementary school. Mrs. Foreman, who was a big bitch, yeah, and she was tan,
woman,
yeah,
always tan,
like and bleach, like actual bleach blonde hair.
Like, I wanted to fucking. She was such like I was always pissed because she would like make us run like she was a fat ass bitch.
She was a bitch, and so there was you either had Mr. Coons or you had Miss Foreman.
Awesome.
Mr. Coons was like fun. He was also a custodian. His daughter's dead now, but he was also a custodian.
I didn't know he was a custodian.
Yeah, well, more like a groundskeeper kind of. Like he mowed the lawn and sometimes he like took out the trash.
Okay.
more maintenance than custodian. But he
they gave him like the shittiest, like he'd be the gym teacher and like
yeah, and
no wife
it's funny, like right. So I saw him in high school once. Like, this is just like how cool of a guy he was. Like, he had like a full fucking beard randomly. Joe Coons just had like a full fucking beard.
Yeah, I remember he grew the beard when we were in high school.
And he was like, we were running. Do you remember in high school gym, which we only had to take once? Well, you had to take 2 semesters, but only 1 year.
Of high school gym.
And Mr. Boschlinger or Mr. Rauer, or one of the two, whoever, not Mr. Boschlinger, but the racist Mr. McGinnis, or Mrs. Johnson, or Mr. Rauer, one of the 3 made us run the trail. Do you remember the trail? It wasn't the track, but it was like fun. Yeah, I liked running the trail. It was like scenic. It was like outside. You know, you ran through a cornfield, like through the softball diamond. Like it was neat. And you know, at one part you came up on Nancy Dutton, like the road, like inside our campus, and we're running down Nancy Dutton, and Mr. Coons like follows us, playing his music. And he's like, "You guys are running about 5 miles an hour." Like he slowed down,
so
and like
slow.
Yeah, and like yeah, however much it was, and he slowed completely down and like timed us. He was like, "You're doing good," and then just sped off. And he's blaring fucking like rap music. And I was like, "Who the fuck are you, Joe Coons?" Like,
did you say that?
No, I obviously didn't. But I'm thinking now, like, who the fuck is Joe Coons? But the story I want to tell about Joe Coons is in elementary school. I only had Joe Coons 1 year. I had Karen Foreman or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that was like our last, like 4th grade. We had Joe Coons.
How do you know? I don't know when. I don't know when it was, but I only had him once.
Yeah, I only had him once in 4th grade.
Fucking Stephanie Foreman, all the other fucking years.
Stephanie Foreman was a bitch,
and it was younger than 4th grade.
She's just like Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah, it was younger than 4th grade though. I'd had him at least.
Oh well, maybe.
And I was wearing track pants that buttoned up the sides. I mean, I don't know why that matters, but
yeah, that was the thing though.
Yeah, and they were like the ones that like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the stupid ass material.
Yeah. So I went. It was like the end of class.
Probably got like a Walmart, like a starter.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I think so. And I went up to Mr. Coons. It was like the end of the class, and we were waiting for our teacher to come back and pick us up because like that's what they did, I guess. You know, you had to like line up, and then the teacher would like lead you back to your classroom. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're waiting for the teacher to come back to pick us up. We have like 5 minutes left of class, and I was like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" He's like, "No, your teacher, you can like go on your way back to class. Like your teacher's about to be here. Like I don't want you to be in the bathroom when your teacher gets here." I was like, "It's an emergency. Like I have to use the bathroom."
Because in elementary school, if you said it was an emergency, they had to let you go.
Yeah, and he didn't let me go. He's like, "No, just go back. Your teacher will be here soon. Ask her, and then you can go to the bathroom."
So you pissed yourself.
Yeah, so I went back, sat in my line spot, which was in the front row of like 4 kids, and literally pissed
was
my
it actually
pants.
An emergency or just trying to be like...
No, it was a little emergency. I think it was a little bit of both. It was like an emergency, but it was also... Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. So I sat down, like crisscross applesauce, and just didn't hold it in, and just pissed. And left like a giant fucking puddle on the floor. Stood up, walked back to class, like with my fucking pants completely soaked. Yeah. Go back to the classroom, and it's not until like Mrs. whoever it was at the time is like holding the door open that she sees my pants are fucking soaking wet. And she goes like sends me to the office and like has me changed. She just thinks I like pissed my pants like on the way back to class. But I know that like Mr. Coons was like sitting there and he just looks over, he's like, "What the fuck?" And there's just a giant puddle of piss on the gym floor. Like and you know he's like the custodian, so he had to clean that up. And I just have always thought that's like one of the funniest things I've ever done. Because I also...
Why did you just walk back to class? What did you expect to happen?
I just that it would dry. Like,
God damn it.
Yeah. But also, I pissed my pants in middle school, which is a little more embarrassing. I pissed my pants a lot in school, but this one was, like, I think more embarrassing because of, like... I was, you know how, like... You know, the bell for lunch rings and you, like, run to lunch to get a good spot in line because sometimes, like, and,
yeah,
you know,
when we ran.
Yeah, when we were in 5th grade, it was 5th grade, exactly 5th grade.
So middle school.
Yeah. And you're the furthest away. Like, 8th and 5th grade are the farthest from the lunchroom.
Yep.
So, and I think you went 5th, 6th, 7th. Like, you went with your grade. I don't think there were mixed grades, were there? I don't remember. I think there were mixed grades, yeah. It was everybody.
It was like 5th and 6th went together, and 7th and 8th went together.
So, I'm, like, running, and I had Mrs., like, Studebaker before lunch. So that's like the furthest of the far. Like,
yeah, you were all
she had
back.
The very farthest room.
Mrs.
Chambliss. Well, it was like
McGeehan
Mrs.
was like right there.
Yeah, it was like Mrs. Studebaker had the farthest room from the thing, and then right across the hall was Mrs. Tipton, I remember, at the time.
That's what I was thinking.
And then like one room up was Mrs. McGeehan and Mrs. Chambliss. So, and both of my teachers were Mrs. Chambliss and Mrs. Tipton and Mrs. Studebaker. So no matter what, even I was the furthest from the lunchroom. And at the time, they had like salted pretzels, like nachos, like mozzarella sticks. They had funnel cakes some days. You remember fucking funnel cakes?
Delicious French fries.
Yeah, so it was important to get there on time. So I like ran down there. Nathan Greist and I specifically are standing in line, and so we have the, they have the double doors open where you go in, and because like one side came in that way, and then the other side came in this way.
Yeah.
And the line was like around that corner, like where we went outside. There were the double doors that went outside.
Yeah.
It was like around that corner right there. So you were a long way away. So we're waiting, and I'm wearing like the smallest soccer shorts I've ever seen, like that I can ever remember. Like they were gay as fuck. Like they were probably like 3 inches total, like from like waistband to it was literally.
Usually
like,
we measure like knee up.
Yeah, it was literally like right here.
Oh god.
Like it was gay. They were like elementary. What am I trying to say? Elementary soccer shorts, like from when I played elementary soccer in kindergarten and first grade. So it was like first grade shorts in 5th grade.
Yeah.
They were small. And I'm standing there, and I'm looking around, and people are long behind us. People are long in front of us. I have to piss. You cannot leave. You cannot leave. And I'm like, yeah, I can hold it. It's no big deal. I'm in fucking 5th grade. Like, I'm not going to piss my pants. And I'm standing there talking to Nathan Grice, and he looks down, and he's like, something's dripping. Something's dripping out of your pants. And like I look down and I'm like, oh. And as soon as he says,
how do you not know you're pissing?
Well, I did. I think I knew I had to pee real bad. Like I was like dancing. But as soon as he said there's something dripping, it was like a full fucking force, like hose, like spewing out of my shorts of piss, like to the point where Nathan Grass like jumps back against the wall and is like gasping for air because he's like so like taken aback. And everybody around us noticed my shorts are completely soaked. They are nothing but soak. Like it's all piss. Why
ruin your reputation?
I don't know. It's like all 100 piss. And there's like a huge puddle on the floor, which stained the floor, by the way. There is in that building.
It's not there anymore, but.
Well, because it got torn down. But in that building, for our entire, from 5th grade through graduation to the time that they tore it down, there was a giant wet stain on the floor from where I pissed the pants in lunch line. And I stayed in the line. In my piss pants.
What?
Got my food with my dripping wet piss pants and ate my entire lunch in my dripping wet piss pants to where like I left like I left
change your pants.
I left like an imprint, like a butt, like like when your butt's wet and you like sit on like the deck of your pool and it leaves an ass print literally of piss before I went to the office and had them changed.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, my entire, like, complete, like, I told them just to throw them away. Like, they gave me a different pair of shorts, and I told them just throw those away.
It sounds like it would be embarrassing, but I pissed my pants.
Yeah, in 5th grade.
I pissed my pants.
Yeah. And I remember, it was Mr. Yance at the time, I think. You remember Rick Yance?
Was he the principal?
Yeah, and he was like...
Is he the one that got fired for literally, like, masturbating in the...
No, that was before we were in middle school.
Oh.
He was just he just left. I don't know. He just left. Yeah. I had to explain it to him because he was the one at the desk, and I was like, "Yeah, I just didn't want to lose my space in line." He's like, "Okay."
Okay.
Like, I want Mr. Yance to, like, remember that story, like, when, because, like, he's retired now, I'm sure. Like, I want it to be like, one time this 5th grader came in soaking wet piss pants and said the reason he pissed his pants and spent his whole lunch in soaking wet piss pants is because he did not want to lose his space in line.
So fucking gross.
Yes.
Okay. I can't remember the last time I pissed my pants.
But yeah.
I remember, like, last time I shit my pants.
When was that?
I think it was, like, 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Like, I just had, like, diarrhea. And... No. It was more... I was, like, 17.
Yeah.
I had diarrhea.
Yeah.
Like, it happens to
Well, that's
everybody.
easy.
Some people, like, shit themselves.
My dad, you remember when my dad had, like, a chronic problem of shitting himself?
Yep. He's like, shit myself at work today.
Yeah.
He just come home and be like, shit myself at work. Like, right in front of me.
Like, we would come home, and I'd be like, what are you doing?
Like, shit my pants at work today.
He'd be like, had to have Alicia come bring me a new change of underwear and pants because I shit myself at work today.
What the fuck?
Like, it got to the point where it was so common that he had come home because he had shit himself at work. Oh my god.
Why the fuck did your dad shit himself all the time?
We don't know.
Okay, I got one more embarrassing story, by the way.
Last one.
This happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When I worked at Pizza Hut.
So 2013.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. Like,
Okay.
I want to kill myself thinking about it. I block it out every chance I get.
Have you told me this story?
I haven't told anybody this story.
Okay.
Like,
Continue.
literally anybody. No, I told Stephanie, I think. But I
Continue.
was really embarrassed. So, when I work at Pizza Hut, for some reason, at this time in my life, I enjoyed free balling.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, like, I just hated wearing underwear.
Yeah. I'm freeballing right now.
Yeah, it's, like, fun to do. Like,
Yeah.
I never freeballed after this. But I also had a problem with not zipping up my pants.
Oh, yeah, like when your penis fell out in,
Yeah, this is another...
in
yeah,
the
well, I
high
guess,
school,
like,
while you're
I can
walking
tell
down
this
the
one
hallways.
fast. In my freshman year of high school, my little baby boy penis fell out of my pants because I was also freeballing.
And your fly was undone.
My fly was undone, and I just walked down like my dick was dangling out of my pants. So, like, I guess it wasn't like baby boy if it was like dangling out of my pants, but like.
And then you just got in your next class and you're like,
Like, I still to this day do not know if anybody saw my dick.
probably.
Yeah, they probably did, but like nobody's told me that they had.
I
But,
didn't know who you were. You were a freshman.
True. Anyway, yeah, so this time I'm at work, and, you know, I'm with manager Julie. I talk to you about her frequently. Not frequently. Sometimes I mention her.
Yeah.
But she was, like, a real stickler on the rules. She's a Republican. She was, like, the mom at Pizza Hut. She like, took care of everybody. And Nick was also there. He was another manager. He's, like, bisexual. He's cool. We were, like, friends. Like, everybody, like, loved me at that time because I was funny. I was, like, the you of Pizza Hut when you were there. Like, I, like, made it
funny and did your job.
Yeah, so, like, I guess sort of, like, my pubes were hanging out.
Yeah.
My zipper wasn't out, my dick wasn't hanging out, my pubes were. Like, it wasn't up all the way. Like, I hadn't shaved for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't sexually active. This was, like, 2013.
Right, so it's like, why did it matter?
Full bush.
Yeah.
And Julie, like, looked straight at my pubes. And then, like, whispered to Nick. And he's like, Richard, come over here. Because they called me Richard. He's like, your pubes are hanging out. Like, everybody, like, customers can see your pubes. He's like, you gotta zip your pants.
Your pubes.
Like, customers saw my pubes.
And then they complain. Did they complain? Like, how do you know?
Because there were customers there. Julie looked at me and then saw it. Like, customers were in there. Well, my pubes were hanging out of my pants. It's so embarrassing. And so I just went into the bathroom. I'm like... Also, like, well, this is kind of related. I guess I did freeball after that. Because this is when we started to, like... This was right before we got to wear jeans. So I'm like I wore the same fucking black pants every day I worked. And I worked like 40 hours a week at that point.
Yeah.
And wasn't wearing underwear. And my pants split, like, down my butt. Again, Julie... She saw me naked. She, like, sees my ass. She's like, your pants ripped. I'm like, okay. Oh, this is when we lived at the apartment, I remember.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta, like, go change my pants. Like, I don't have any with me or anything. I was like, I have some black pants at, like, my apartment. And she's like, okay. And then I called Stephanie. I was like, I fucking, like, the most embarrassing thing happened to me. Like, I split my pants at work. Like, I might kill myself. And she just, like, busted out laughing.
Because that's funny.
Yeah, but at the time, I was, like, so embarrassed. I screamed at her. I was like, this is not fucking funny! Everyone saw my ass! Like, Julie saw my ass!
That's so funny.
So I've worn underwear every single day since then. Because, like, that's, like, real embarrassing.
If I'm at home, I'm not wearing underwear. Like, 9 times out of 10, I'm not wearing underwear if I'm at home.
It feels good to not wear underwear, but, like, when you don't underwear with, like, jeans.
Yeah, well, you can't do it like that.
I was.
Well,
like, at the time, I was. Because, like, my dick was, like, rubbing up against the zipper.
Ew. Ow.
Does that happen to you?
That itches. That hurts.
Yeah, it does hurt.
So,
don't know why I did it. I was, like, fucking...
Yep.
I lack common sense.
We talked about it in the roast.
Watch roast.
Anyway,
those are some embarrassing stories.
Yeah, those are some embarrassing stories. That's about it for this episode of MOATAIF. We're going to turn it over to Javier Sanchez. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week.
Thank you for listening to MOATAIF. It was a show that you listened to with your ears on the radio podcast. Thank you. Tune in next time. 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 Tune in next time.
A man finding a whole dog. Well, it seems to me that a whole dog would have eaten the chicken noodle soup. Is that possible that the dog got into it and ate the chicken noodle soup?
Possible.
I would think that would probably be a problem. I would think that you would want to keep the dog out of the chicken noodle soup.